again, everybody. Now today we have um, a computer to show you actually that I picked up. But first off, I was going to do a little update on how the solar in the house is working, and I'm pretty impressed with how it's working. And actually, right now we are running pretty much all the lights. We're running. Just got the TV on. We've got a fan plugged in, water heater on. Everything is running, and we're charging. And it's like that every day. We get way more power than what we need during the day, and then at night we have never run the battery down. Even we went several days with cloudy days. Now on those days we were careful. Actually switched the TV over, and we just ran like the refrigerator and lights and stuff like that. But the TV we left on commercial power. So we have plenty of power now to run everything off of solar, as long as we have a nice sunny day every now and then. And one thing with that, we just need to get, I think, one or two more batteries and we'll be set. I think that's all we're ever going to need. Anyway, let me spin you around here and show you how these amperage numbers, which are a lot lower now than what they were earlier, but just to give you a little bit of an idea. Alright, so you can see we have amperage from both solar arrays. They're both hooked up. We have number 1 and number 2.
Alright, so the array number 2, it's only pulling about 17.5 amps now, but it ordinarily pulls right at around 40 amps. It's even hit over it a little bit. I even had to put a fan under it, hooked to it, to cool it down. Now, this one is mainly for the morning sun right now. The array number 1, the panels are actually on the ground, and this morning it was getting like 15 or 20 amps. So they're working really good.
Okay, so recently I picked up a MacBook, and this is just a sticker. Somebody had put this sticker on it. It actually does work. When I bought it, I didn't think it worked. I got it off eBay as parts, and it come in and it works, but it's very slow. It took a few times to get it to actually boot up, and I had to reseat the RAM, and I had to play with the little ribbon cable. Now that might be a problem that we'll have to address later. I'll show you that, but that may be one of the reasons why they thought it didn't work. But needless to say, I got this computer very cheap, and I plan on upgrading it to where it will be usable. This is a 2009 MacBook. It's not a MacBook Pro. It is the white plastic MacBook. And it does work. Now, let me bring you around here and we'll boot it up. Okay, so so now we are booted into, go up here in this corner up here, you can go and you can click on that and click on About This Mac, and then it pops up over here, our details. Now it is Mac OS High Sierra, and you can see it is I think you can see that anyway, a MacBook, 13-inch, late 2009. 2.26 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Dual processor. A little out of date, but I think it is still usable. The memory is pretty low, 4 gigabytes, and we have something to fix that. Now, something else we will have to address for what we're going to do to it. We are not, right now we have Mac OS High Sierra. There are things that you can do to run Catalina on this machine, and it is a workaround to get Catalina to actually run on this. We may try that sometime just to do it, but I want to run Linux on this. I like MX Linux. That's what I'm kind of used to. I use that most of the time anyway. This is not, of course, you're not going to get this for like a video editing computer or anything like that. That's why I have my 2012 MacBook Pro. That's what I do all my video editing on. This one is, I mean, you could use it as like an office computer to use the office programs and stuff like that. Watch YouTube videos. We'll see what all it will do. Now, okay, it has the NVIDIA graphics card in it, and that will present us a little problem, but I'll show you how to get around that. Okay, the memory, you can see it has 2 sticks of memory in it, and they are both 2 gigabytes, and of course that's a total of 4. So here we have an 8 gigabyte kit. Now this computer can be upgraded to 16 gigabytes. I don't think it's necessary for our use. Now if it had a faster processor, because like I said, the processor is 2.26 gigahertz. If it had a faster processor, I might have went with the 16 gigabyte kit, but I think the 8 will be plenty for what this computer will do. It will at least update it to where it is usable for more programs for nowadays. And browsing the internet and stuff, well, let's just do that. Let's make sure it's closed all the way out first. I mean, we just booted it, but okay, so we'll go to Launchpad. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to pull up Google Chrome, and let me wait until we get to an even 10 seconds. Okay, I just now clicked on it. Let's see how long it takes to pull up the internet here. Okay, it's still not all the way up. Okay, it took a little while. That was pretty slow. Now, will it even play? Even loading YouTube is kind of slow. Let's go with HD. HD video. I'm sure it won't do.
The images in this video are all...
Okay. So we'll go full screen, stats for nerds, and actually it's not doing too bad. What are we actually running at? I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's already dropped 10 frames. Oh, we're not. Okay. Of course, I'm not sure it will ever play 4K video, but yeah, I don't think we're going to play 4K video on it. Okay. So we'll drop it down to 1440. and it has a little trouble at 1440. You can see it's dropping a lot of frames. Let's see right here. And it's pretty jumpy. Experiencing interruptions, find out why. It's not the internet, it's the computer. Okay, so we can see that it has some trouble. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. Alright. So what we need to do, of course we have our memory, but I also have an SSD here. What we're going to do is we are going to upgrade this computer from Mac OS to MX Linux on an SSD. Now we could probably put Mac OS on an SSD like I did on my MacBook Pro, and it would run faster, but it's not what I'm wanting to do with this machine. So let's shut it down and we will operate on it. And I'm going to put an old towel down because the case is in, or that sticker anyway that they put on it is in nice shape. I kind of like that. I like the color and all that. So we need to take it all apart, and that is where our screwdriver set comes in handy. This is just a cheap Walmart. It's the Hart brand, and it's got enough screwdrivers in here. Okay, now the patient is now asleep because we have disconnected the battery. And okay, it's easier to get this RAM out of here when you take the hard drive out first. So we're going to do that. You have 2 screws. One on either side, and they are captive screws. They do not come all the way out. 1 screw on each side of this. Take it out and put it to the side. Now this hard drive has the little tab on it, and I have already taken off the 4 screws. Be very gentle with this. Be very, very gentle with this ribbon cable. This is the problem with a lot of Macs. The MacBook Pro, the MacBook, they both have problems with this little ribbon cable right here. I have had to replace this cable on my MacBook Pro twice since I've owned it. Well, the MacBook Pro goes in a little different, but it has a bend just like this. Right on this bend right here, you will end up getting nicked wires, and they will start shorting to each other. If you notice a very, very long boot time, pretty much sometimes impossible to boot, that is your problem. When you take this hard drive out, I've already got them off, but there are 4 screws that go in these holes. You need to take these 4 screws out, and you will put them back into your hard drive. If you're just going to swap out the hard drive and you are going to put Mac OS back on it, you're going to clone your system, I'll put a link up here to the video where I showed how to do that if you want to clone the actual Mac operating system. We're not going to put this back in just yet. We got to change our memory. It's very simple. It's like any other laptop or any other older laptop. The new ones, you can't even change them. But the memory, you push these 2 tabs, it pops up, and you just pull it out. Okay, and there is the second one. Now, putting the the other one's back in. It's very simple, same thing. You just make sure you line up your little notch right here. These notches right here, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that with the lighting. Yeah, you can kind of see these notches right here. So you need to make sure you line up the notches and you make sure you seat all the way in and then push it down until it clicks in. Same thing with the upper one. You just put it in like this. And now when you pop it down, you may see just a little bit, but as long as it's all the way in, you're good. Alright, now we'll put our SSD in. And these little screws seat on this side and on this side, and these little notches here grab the little screws sticking out on the sides. Then all you got to do, tighten this back up, and then put the cover back. Oh, put your battery back on, and put the cover back on, and you're done. And the first boot after you installed it will be pretty slow. Like I said, I already have it all set up, but so mine booted up a little faster. It's already connected. You can see down here, it's already connected to Wi-Fi, and it is ready to go. Yours won't look like this when you first started out. And there's my conky. And you can see it tells RAM available is 7.52 gigabytes. I don't know if you can really see that. I may try to zoom in, but I don't think y'all are going to be able to see it. But it says right here 7.52 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, so one thing you have to do in order to get everything working, go up to the search bar up here, and NV would be enough. NVIDIA driver installer. Okay, you click on that. It will pull up your terminal. You'll have to put in your password and just follow what it says. It checks for drivers on your NVIDIA graphics card. It has drivers in here to make it work until you can get the right drivers in it. So you just go through and you'll see continue, yes, just push enter, and you just go through. It will install it. It will tell you when it's done, and then your video card will work properly. So then let's see how long it takes. I've got Chromium, which is basically the open source version of Chrome. So let's see how long it takes to pull up the internet now. Not bad. It's already up. So when you want to go to YouTube, pulls it up fairly quick, and we can go and play where is the one right here? We can play this one. Make a big screen. turn the volume down, and high definition. There's 1440. And you can see it is actually playing smoother now. Let's do our stats for nerds. We were dropping a few frames on 1080p before. Let's see how we do. You can see we only have 12, 13 dropped of 400. Compared to what we had before, that is a whole lot better. We're not even dropping anymore. That was probably just while it was loading into the buffer. And it is playing it very well. Yeah, we're not dropping any more frames. And let's just see how it will play a game. I don't think it would have played anything in the state that it was before. And you can see it. It works. This will be more fun with a joystick. It's kind of like Mario Kart. You can pick up different little things that you can throw at people and shields and all kinds of stuff. If you can hit the package. Like I said, this will be a whole lot easier with a joystick. And it does have configurable controls. You can configure them however you want. But it runs it fairly well. I don't think I would have been able to do this on the original Mac. Not with this game. So anyway, so there we have a 2009 MacBook that is now very usable, and it basically gets another life because it was down to barely able to browse the internet, and now it can actually play games, whatever you need. Like I said, you're probably not going to be doing any video editing and stuff like that on this computer, but as far as watching YouTube, just browsing the web, playing some light games like that on it, it'll work for that. It'll work just fine. We brought a trashed MacBook, or one that was barely working. Now, I will have to address that ribbon cable issue because I think that may be an issue in the future, but so far it's working fine. I haven't seen any problems with it after I've got the new hard drive. Maybe the old hard drive was just going out, like on its way out or something. Apparently it wouldn't even boot for them, so just in shipping, it pretty much kind of fixed itself. So anyway, I guess that's going to be about it for this little video. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.